And here, coming back to the current situation, Prabakaran, that we see the incentive cuts, salary cuts, and the increments, the promotion cuts are there. So how that is going to help the companies to increase their profit, grow, or is they just wanted to sustain? How we are going to explain the employees and recruiters when they take this decision? As a business owner, how would you see this?
So I'll give a philosophical answer. Okay. Not everybody is perfect, and there are always room to improve. Um, there are many good employers. There are many employers who want to take the advantage. That also will happen. But however, three things are more important than everything else. That's what I feel and believe. Um, when I started my career, I think my first salary was 2,500 rupees or something like 93, right? There are many cases like that, right? They're people started like that, and even if you take Steve Jobs, he was working for an hour and a half to get one-time meal with the from the temple. We heard that story, right? So what is important in the current situation, we don't know what are the problems that everybody's going through. Could be a financial issue, personal issue, business issue. After building several years, if things are stuck, they have bills to pay, all of those things will happen. What doesn't go from us is the knowledge that we have learned. It is with us, right? As an employer or as a candidate or an employee, I would think that way. I'm glad and happy for the opportunity that you have given to me. So from last year to this year, my experience is 1 year more, and in that 1 year, I have learned something new. So my value, even I'm with a company or not, that doesn't go away, right? So in other way to look at it, when I talk to all my investment companies or advisory groups, friends, and what I tell them is, take this year 2020 and the next year 2021 from your horoscope, okay, replace that with your retirement life. Take 2 years from your retirement and put it here. Take this 2 years and put it back in your retirement. This is once in lifetime opportunity that you cannot even get again. Once in lifetime opportunity. Take this year and next year as a retirement life and replace that with our late stage of retirement, maybe after 85, right? That time, this is how we will be at that time. We will stuck at home. Even we may not be able to even watch movies or hear something or eat something that we want, but all of that option is here. All right. So if we are healthy, if we have learned something, use these 2 years to improve ourselves. Instead of retiring in 65, the typical retirement age in US is 65. I tell them that, you retire in 67. Okay. It's not going to change. You push 2 more years, assuming that this 2 years, but this is the prime age for many, but in a lot of people, especially young people, some of them have a lot of commitments, in term mortgages or EMIs and pay all those things. Those constraints are there. I'm not saying no to it. However, but this is a once-time lifetime opportunity that nobody will question that why are you not working, right? And why are you stuck at home? These two, we more than half of our life, we live in a social pressure. We live for others than what we are. And this is the first time that everybody is living for themselves. With family, number one. Number two, take care of your health, right? Take care of your health, so that you, having these 2 years, be productive, be mentally, physically healthy, you probably will be 5 years younger. I boldly I can say that, maybe 10 years younger. If somebody seen me 10 years ago, they will tell me the same thing. They'll think that you look 10 years younger than when I saw you 10 years ago. The reason is I run 5 miles a day, every day.
Wow.
Okay,
The
1
discipline.
hour every day. Just morning, I just went and came back. I took my shower, and then just 1 hour, right? 1 hour you need to give for yourself. What that does is, it is very hard. It's not that easy. Running 1 hour is not that easy. You're burning 600 calories, but you will be twice productive than not doing the workout, right? So how many of you ready to do that, to spend 1 hour of every day, so that you can live healthy, not 55, not 65, even 75, or even 85, right?
True.
You don't need to, you can take this 2 years, prepare your health, like it's maintenance of your engine. That engine will run for another 10 years. So instead of 55, you can work up to 65, or maybe even 75. Rather than 10 hours a day, you reduce your work to 5 hours a day, maybe 6 hours a day. You take 20-30% salary cut, and then the remaining hours you enjoy for yourself. That is the future life. What I'm saying is, that generation already knew this. Only our generation don't know this. The
Okay.
future generation is experiencing generation. They are going to work only 30 hours a day, 30 hours a week, and they will work only 4 hours a week. The remaining 3 days they will go hiking, camping, they will travel, and 40% of the future workforce will be flexible and gig economy. They are not looking for an employer, they are not looking for a pension, they are not looking for retirement. And our current generation, an average based on the US statistics, we visit 7 countries, but the next generation we visit 30 countries. Okay, and the technology, the opportunity is going to come is enormous. The current problem, the virus issue, it is a temporary, but this is going to change the way that we are going to live in future. I'll give one more important point. There are 5 technologies, right now. The transformation and acceleration is happening. We are thinking big, so we are all thinking that work from home will be the new reality, right? Everybody proved it, and the productivity is more. So obviously the work from home as a concept, it is continuously evolving. This being accelerated by this one instance, right? This one issue, global issue. Imagine this kind of one issue 4 times.
Wow.
Okay, 4 times in a positive way. Because of this issue, the work from home is an amazing opportunity for people, moms, work from home moms, all of them. We have an enormous opportunity. A lot of jobs can be created and work from home because of the tools and technology and everything. Like this opportunity, there are 4 times more opportunities are coming in. Let me tell you where those things are coming together. Take 20 years back. We had a landlines phone. We need to wait for 3 months, 6 months to get phone number or landline to come in, and many times even it won't work after that. When the cell phone came in, it dramatically changed everything, right? It created a lot of options, opportunity, messaging, communication, and that too at extremely fraction of the cost, right? Then imagine internet. Both created knowledge and power in a amazing, enormous way. Number of people that consuming the content, good and bad content, right? With WhatsApp videos and YouTubes and Google, and the knowledge. We are in a real time with the world scenarios. If we are not getting, if there is the information that we got, today, people may say that, oh, I got this from 4 people yesterday. That is how we are fast, right? Good and bad too. But in 90% of the time, many good things, many emotional things are forwarded. People are learning more and more. Hey, they are this just internet and the phone itself, it create a better human. We that made the society more better, more awareness, right? Now imagine the four other parameters, four times. Number one is 5G. We are all talking about 2G, 3G, 4G, and the moment the 5G comes in, whatever we are consuming, whatever we are doing, that is going to be lot more, maybe holograms, maybe virtual meetings. It may accelerate a lot more better way than just the video and this one, right? Number one. That is probably by end of the year. It is already live, and in US, there are a lot of places we are having access. It's 100 times faster than 4G, 100 times. It is, it's not 1x, 2x, it's 100x. And then the processing, quantum computing is in play. Again, we are projecting that may come end of the year, maybe a little later. Uh, at least by next year, the quantum computing will be in. Again, the quantum computing, the processing and the speed is again 100x, not 2x, 5x. It's again 100x. The mobile phone which we have today is 100 times faster processing power compared to the computer on board when Apollo went and landed in moon. Okay, that is the, now we are carrying that much of power in our pocket. Okay, so that is the second, the processing power. That's the quantum computing and chips. These two with the cloud, right? Now everybody is going to the cloud. Data is available on the cloud. The faster internet and the processing power will give data globally in a fraction of a second to access and upload and download in anywhere, any place through the cloud. So that is going to add another dimension to it. Then the fourth, when you have all of this, who cares? My phone dies in 40 minutes, battery, right? And every time I cannot go on charge, even sometimes the energy is not available. So the other disruption is coming in the battery and the solar power, right? Now the solar cells are 1% of the cost 10 years ago. Again, 100x improvement. Okay, pretty much in 10 years, we may not have the public electric lines. There may not be even every home will generate our own electricity, and the battery technology that is being formed and transformed now. Cars like Tesla is coming up with a new battery where they're saying that the cars can drive million miles without replacing the battery. I'm talking about a typical car runs for 120,000, 150,000 miles. Now they're saying that the battery itself can be charged and reused 4,000 times, which is equivalent to 1 million miles. That's the power of the battery. And a 400 miles travel, that charge can be done in 30 minutes, right? And you have a battery, the cell phone, probably the new battery technology may last for 24 hours without compromising any of the quality. So what I'm saying is, because of this, how the industry and things will change, right? So now I told you the four disruption coming in. That is accelerated by this one. One is 5G. Second is the processing power like quantum computing and chips and nanotechnology. Third one is on the cloud computing and data and accessibility globally. And then the fourth one is the battery and energy. However, there are two or three other things are coming in, which is still in evolution. One is genetical medicine, where we will get medicine customized like a 3D printed tablet based on our blood test and the cell than a typical generic medicine. That is the new medicine biotechnology that is coming in. The other one is coming up with the materials like carbon fiber and other materials comes in. So you don't need to have, if you want to assemble something, you don't need 50 different parts. It probably will be 3D printed, more stronger material than aluminum and metal, with a fraction of cost and second. So all of that going to change the life. Probably we are the best generation to see and experience the old way and new way. Next generation may take it, complement it, take it forever. So they may go with that. So putting all of that, the opportunity for jobs and creation and fulfilling those jobs
Mhm.
is potentially enormous, right? And and my final thoughts on that is work from home is one line item. Health from home is going to be the next big wave,
Mm.
and learn from home, that's going to be another wave. So like I said, we will go do only 30 hours a week. We probably go to colleges only 2 days a week.
Mm.
We
So when
probably,
we
maybe all the graduation will be only online, master's degree and other, except laboratory, we may not even go to school and universities. That is how the expectation will change. And when you have power at home, when you have a battery at home, when you have internet at home, you have seamless connection and communication. That's going to change. One example I'll give you how the industry and job will change. Probably from India, we will monitor the trucks driving in the US. We are not driving. We are not going to drive.
Mm.
There will be a self-driving trucks which will be monitored from India for anomalies. That's the kind of future that we are going to live, not too far away, maybe 5 to 10 years, right? So take it easy. The recruiting job is one part of the job, but there are enormous, this is a fundamental thing, right? You learn something, especially recruiting is the one that we can learn a lot of things, right? And when we started TechFetch in 2007 and 8, we were called corp to corp at that time. 2007 and 8 was a recession. When I started, I didn't know that it was a recession. Okay, we were keep on doing something, but we are not making any progress in terms of revenue. But we are making progress in terms of usage, in terms of feedback, in terms of optimization. 18 months, we didn't get even a single subscription. 18 months, zero. Okay. But the next 18 months, when we're just coming out of recession, we were the first company to consider, because we have a lot of users. They experienced us, and when there was a tough time, we helped them with the tool where even instead of 20 requirements, they may had only 3 or 4 requirements, and they were working and fulfilling those. When we come out of recession, within the first 18 months, we got 1,000 subscription, 1,000 customers on board. Okay, we are expecting the same thing will happen now. And we are the best tool even for now, because you don't need the best job boards or lot of traffic. You don't need, because 40 million people are unemployed in the US. Everybody's on every job board. When you are able to pay 4 times lesser money for somebody who can provide the same service, so we are expecting a lot of outcome, and we are optimizing the system. We are getting ready for the new future, and we are coming up with a recruiting academy, thought leadership, like what you do. So all of those things, we want to build this as a community rather than just
Mm.
a job board. Or so this is everywhere. We will evolve as a community in a very niche space. So we have a lot of opportunities to grow together.
Do you think yes, let me frame it again. Do you think recruiting is going to be a mainstream at any point of time? But currently, companies do not see that recruiting or HR department as a biggest entity. So, what do you think the future will be? Will that be touching the mainstream of a whole in the cycle?
What is your perspective of mainstream? What do you mean by mainstream?
Well, when a company needs to have an employee joined or they're looking for a manpower, so now what I believe, recruiting is one of the industries they feel that that can be done by anybody else, and it's just a smaller entity to run the cycle. So here we do not have any kind of CROs or any uh, primarily the way we see a bigger projects where the bigger people and all the boards that are being involved in making a decision or giving a guidance, and they have the priority for that particular department, then we have the boards or business development, or we see the accounting. But I believe the recruiting department needs to be in the mainstream, where there needs to be a chief recruiting officers, and there will be primary focus. It needs to be done when it comes to the top level as well as to the ground level recruiters who are working.
So the HR and recruiting is evolving on a daily basis, right? I'll tell you, when we are projecting 40% of the workforce will be remote, okay, 40% of the workforce will be flexible, which means that need for the management or HR or all of them is reduced by 40% already, okay. However, the companies and strategies, what they're trying to do, how they make it, will be completely different. So it has been evolved as a talent acquisition, not the recruiting, okay. There's a difference between recruiting and talent acquisition. Talent acquisition is a strategy, what type of talent that we need, what is the value that the company is going to create, and what kind of people that we can have, so that that can be an asset. Getting an opportunity, finding people, filling that opportunity is a small fraction of the game. That is not a mainstream. However, a talent acquisition is the mainstream. They are integral part of the company. They are the one making an impact for the company to increase their value, either up or down. If you take any tech company, the assets are people. And how are you creating that asset is your strategy. So similar to CEO, CTO, CFO, CMO, the CHRO plus the head core part of that strategy. But recruiting is one arm of, it is like a chef. What is the meal that we are going to prepare for our today's dinner? That is decision made by the chef. And what ingredients needed, that is he's given everybody. The recruiters are going and finding those, the carrots and broccolis and meat and bring them in, and then they do the processing and cleaning and cooking so that everybody can eat. So can we say the recruiters who are coming and collecting the food and cleaning a part of the mainstream? Of course, yes. But they're not being viewed as they're a task rabbits, right? They are the one getting the work done. But every company, every organization, every employee, I would say, is mainstream. Even one screw or one bolt that is came out of the car, it will break down. So everybody is part of that to make that engine running.
That's awesome. Great analogy too. Thank you. And here, I heard you saying that most of the work possibly will be remote in future. So what kind of leadership issues may emerge during this time, and what is that leaders needs to be prepared to face?
In terms of organization?
In terms of organization, accountability, productivity, managing people, anything that could be. When people are all around, the kind of way we handle people is different. And now when people are working virtually, so do you think it is easier, or any new problems may come in? That's what my question is, please.
Okay, give me 10 seconds. So when the industry is changing, when the need is changing, there is a need for change in two ways. One is strategy, and then the tactics. The tactic is for a short term. I would probably say that the 2 years taking away from the core activity, probably not likely to happen on the organization level and leadership level. They need to keep the ship running. Otherwise, you cannot restart the ship. For if you shut down the ship, you cannot restart it. But in the employee level and individual level, yes, taking a break and come back may be okay. So I'll give an example of the cruise ship business. Okay, because of this current health crisis, pretty much all the cruise ships are on the ports. Okay, because they're either shut down or they cannot run it. But that industry is a every day there are 3-4 cruise ships and thousands of passengers were traveling and sailing. That's the situation for most of the companies now. They will have limited number of people to maintain that ship, clean it so that it won't get rusted. They need to keep running the engine, clean it up. There will be a few expenses. Same thing with the airlines. Now airlines are running at 95% less capacity, but they need to park all the planes, they need to maintain it, all those things like that. With the current scenario, many of those businesses, their impact is too high. Three major industries are in big problem, right? One is the travel industry, the event management industry, and then the food industry. But out of the top 10 industries, 3 of those industries are 100% shut down. I mean 100%, maybe 95% shut down, because all hotels, nobody's traveling, nobody, and hotels and food restaurants all done. So that will indirectly impact the remaining 7 industries too. When we restart, we will restart maybe 10% in the next quarter, and then it will grow a little more with the 30% for the following quarter, maybe 50% by end of this quarter. To come back to 100%, probably 18 months away. Okay, that's the strategy that we are thinking, and we are preparing for an 18 months long run. We need to have a fuel, we need to have a strategy, we need to have a plan for an 18 months survival, right? So if think in the employee perspective, this is companies and organizations and CEOs will think in terms of finance, in terms of execution. They are preparing for an 18 months runway. Are you going to be part of that 18 months? If you want to be part of the 18 months, you be prepared to sacrifice and be part of that journey. You probably will be more closer, more associated with your employer, and be part of the company. When they are having a tough time, you help them and make them stronger. And whether you're getting benefit or not doesn't matter, but you are seeing how to handle the crisis, what are the things happening during the crisis, right? Maybe one option. The second option is, that is okay, you want to experiment something, go and experiment something. You want to make a better fit, you go learn boxing, go and learn boxing. Better be health and more productive, be that. Or learn music, all those things. This is an opportunity, wonderful opportunity in life, that is given to us for another 6 months, not now, maybe another 6 months. And 3 things that we cannot take away from us. Number 1 is health. Number 2 is the learning that we have on ongoing basis, what we are doing every day. And then the third one is friends and family. These are with us for all the time, irrespective of the job, irrespective of the salary, irrespective of the financial commitment. All these 3 are going to be with us. How do we make these 3 assets more valuable? How do we make these 3 assets more powerful, which can strengthen us to go for another 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, for rest of our life journey? That is more important for anybody, whether it's an organization or a leader or employee.
That's awesome. That's awesome. And here, as a business owner, industry expert, according to you, what do you think the recruiter, leaders, and the business owners of staffing company needs to focus on investing their energy, money, and time in order not to left out when things grow up?
So more than in let me just step out. More than recruiting perspective, more than just a particular industry perspective, I'll give a little broader, bigger answer, because I have multiple line of items experience that I have. I'm part of an investment group and a venture capitalist, acquisitions. I also be on the strategy side of recruiting and talent acquisition and workforce management, all those things, right? With all that, what I would suggest is um, creating a better value for us, how we make ourselves a better value, right? That is the only thing that we can do at this time.
You mean
I'll
what kind of person I become? That's what you mean?
Yes. If somebody wanted to hire me, they may be willing to pay $1 million a year, and
Right.
somebody wanted to hire somebody else, they may be willing to give $100,000 to them. And for somebody, they may pay $20,000. Why?
Mm.
Because of their knowledge and experience, what they can create a value. So if you become more valuable, what is the tool that you are, how somebody can use as a tool? Are you a, do you have a bicycle? Are you a, motorcycle? Are you a BMW car? Depends on that your value, right? We all have that capability. Everybody's a human being. We all have that same 400 grams of brain. But that, how much that brain works, is the one that we have to tune it. So I'll tell you three things which I do that probably increased my value 100 times in last 10 years, not more than that. It took me 3 years, maybe 10 years to realize it, I would say, in the long run. But the last 3 years I'm practicing it and it is working. And this is mostly my uh, every session, this is what I give them as a takeaway, right? Everything else will be a timing ups and downs, but this is a lifelong three takeaway. Number one, basically I call it 1 2 3 of my day. Okay,
Please.
so again I repeat, 1 2 3 of my day. 1 hour I exercise at least 6 days a week. One day I take a break. So 1 hour I do the exercise, pretty much morning. That increases my productivity by maybe 50%. Some day it is 100%, right? So the day starts with that 1 hour. Second, I spend 1 hour in learning every day. And if I should learn something today, it could be like, hey, 5G may be available end of the year. That could be my learning. And there is a genetical biomedical things are coming up. That should be my learning today. That's the bite that you get, but it may take an hour for you to identify and get that learning. If we started doing that, we get 365 learnings in a year, and in 10 years you got 3600 learnings, right?
That's so
So your value,
profound.
but yeah, that learning, that one learning every day, that 1 hour should be spent on learning one thing new. Okay, one thing new. So it's keep on accumulating. So usually what I do, right, that 1 hour, sometimes I may not get 1 hour continuously. So I maybe sometimes I watch TED videos, YouTubes, read blogs and some books. I prefer videos because reading book, if it takes 3 hours, we get the same content in 30 minutes on the video. So that also you can get optimized. So we have to see that, see 1 hour of our discussion, this is probably may have 10 hours of reading a book, right? The video can give a lot more information. So that 1 hour learning is very important. And finally, 1 hour to give back. Usually I accept these kind of sessions and meetings. Nowadays I'm able to give back more because of it's easy, to host and go on event and attend. This 1 hour is just 1 hour, but if I go for a speaking and other thing, it probably will be 2 or 3 days of time, right? You have to travel, you go there, but you meet a lot of people and all those things are happening. But that is being done without any expectation. That is part of giving back, right? But we all can give back in a different way. So I would recommend to give back 1 hour. everybody can give back 1 hour. How? Even in LinkedIn, or if you see some post, if you can answer something that can be more valuable, it may take 5 or 10 minutes. Just go ahead and do that. Right? That is 10 minutes of give back. If you do that 5-6 times a day, your 1 hour is gone, done. And or you go, do volunteer in a non-profit organization, or even a temple, or even you take a course with some of the kids, or even with your fellow recruiters, bring them together as a session, as a collaborative discussion, share the knowledge. That is, when you're giving 1 hour back, you gain a lot more. So out of these three, 1 hour of exercise and 1 hour of learning and 1 hour of giving back, the most beneficial I got is my giving back. Okay.
Mm.
The more and more I give, I get 10x value. One activity that I do is I proactively connect to two of my friends, make an introduction. Okay. For if somebody I talk to, I may find that, okay, one of my friends, I have probably 14,000 connections on my LinkedIn, and many of them are C-level, connections. I proactively connect one person to other person without any expectation. So I make that probably will take for 10-15 minutes of my time. I do that pretty much, either once a day, or maybe 7 introductions per week, or 365 introductions per year. But nowadays that become about 1,000 introductions per year, right? It evolved. So that I'm doing for last 5 years, right? And what I realized doing that unconsciously after 5 years, many people, when I told that, hey, how these guys are doing, what they're doing, oh yeah, we're doing well, this we're doing, in fact, he's the one, you are the one connected me with him. That, so when you are helping somebody to build a relationship, the join, the connection, the bond between those two, you are in middle of it. So you are now the most valuable person with several hundred, several thousand people. So what I'm saying is, some of the simple thing that we learned and what we started practicing, it goes a very long way, right? So that those are the thoughts that I want to leave, where we are going to live in a lot more better world, and the current situation should not be considered a lot more negative. I would say that I spend the best time with my family and kids than ever. So take that as an opportunity, and help each other. If all the three, if everyone can follow, maybe 1 2, I would prefer all the three to get followed. I think we all can build a better life and better world and better people.
Awesome. It's so profound. And that is what the discipline makes an average and the top person. It's the discipline and the attitude of giving back to the society. That's so profound. And that's what I'm learning and implementing in my life since last 1.5 year. And I see and I can uh, feel what you're feeling. And it's a when you explain this discipline, I think I should implement that, and deliberately I need to follow. And I would suggest all the viewers to follow that. It's just not someone who is successful should follow. It's the other way around. Who follows, that person will be successful.
Absolutely,
Right.
absolutely. You put it very right word. Everybody have a journey to go, but everybody can be successful. And the success is nothing but a journey. We have to keep on experiencing it. It's not just one day, having an award or medal into it. It is a journey that we have to experience every day and be happy about it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm feeling so happy connecting here and listening such a great wisdom which I did not heard. And thank you very much for opening up new windows for the recruiters and making them aware with your wisdom that what exactly the upcoming future could be. And when people are feeling scared and feeling that they're being cheated, they lost the job, and you put it so nicely that this opportunity that people never got and may never get, and this is the time where they should use focusing on their health, family, spiritually, mentally, and building relationship.
Absolutely.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much,
Thank you
and
very much
I'm
for the
glad to
time.
have you here.
Wish everybody good luck, and stay safe, and be helpful and respectful for everyone. Thank you very much. Take care.
You take care. God bless.